Welcome back to my interview with Cheryl Wagner from 2023. And if you're just joining us now, please feel free to start at part 1. You can check out the description box below for more information, including Cheryl's Substack and how to get your copy of Uncovering Intuition. And now back to the interview. So let's pull a card, because I would love to hear whatever you're I'm so fascinated by every way that people interpret cards. Everyone has a different style, a different input. So I would like to offer you, if you'd like to read me a card, or if you'd like to read the audience a card, and I'm going to mirror you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Whatever. I'm open. I'll read the audience a card.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So I'll pull a card and then you pull a card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh.
Woo.
The Hierophant.
I was thinking about that card when you were talking about beliefs and everything. Oh my God.
Because we've been talking about values and gurus.
Tradition.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel this because I've been listening to your podcast. And I started listening, when you told me about it months and months ago, but then I started listening again because I knew I was coming on. Oh. But I do feel a little connected with your audience, because I feel like in listening to the way that you're sharing, it's so generous. I feel like you're sharing from such a generous place. And I wish that I would have known where to look or where to go or to be able to find that, like when I was learning, all of these things and trying to make sense with them. And so I can feel like the relationship that you have with your audience. So I'll say that. So I love this card. So I love this card for your audience. And I feel like this is sort of that, take all the gurus like off your altar. And you are your own, teacher. You're your own teacher. And you really, with this card, it's like you cannot outsource your healing, your journey, the answers to anyone else. And it's like, do listen and do take what resonates and sort of go where you feel drawn to and absorb the wisdom and the advice and whatever feels relevant to you. But ultimately knowing that like you are the teacher. Yeah. And if you're someone that's looking for a mentor or a teacher, something that I've done in the past is to kind of write down like how you want to feel when you're with that mentorship, right? Because I've had a lot of mentors and teachers in this work and in other work throughout my life. And some of them are great and some of them are really horrible.
I have met some horrible,
can do a lot of damage, right?
I've met some.
When I met some of my most influential people in my life in this work, it's after I sat and, cried and wrote down, like, I want to connect with someone who, will generously share with me, like, who is really invested in like my own growth as much as their own. And I feel like if that sounds impossible to you, it's not. Yeah. Because I feel like there really is someone for everyone. There is someone who will look at you and see you and say, like, this is your potential. This is where you can go. These are your gifts, because we all have them. And just if it doesn't feel like that, the soul's recognition of truth, like, go look somewhere else.
Yes. Oh my God.
But like, I think this is for today, for right now, I'm feeling like this is definitely the ultimate card of like going back to yourself.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. And it is about like you're saying with school and like respecting, traditional paths if they're available to you, but it's also like what's your calling? What are you called to? Yeah. Where do you feel grounded and like you can grow, And if it's just about, how you can be of service to that guru, then there's a problem. Or if that guru is more interested in, twisting things or making you feel a certain way or getting you to come closer to them, then your soil that you're growing in is going to choke you. Right. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And I think what you said, at the same time, it's like sometimes we do have to like subscribe to certain traditions and ways of doing things. Like I said, I went to the Arthur Findlay College. It's a spiritualist college. I liked it enough to go back. Yeah. I definitely subscribed to their traditions and ways of doing things when I was there, because it was the experience I was getting was valuable to me. And I respect it because people that have gone before us have kind of paved this way for us to be. at the same time, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, you could only call yourself a medium in spiritualism if another medium told you you were a medium.
I didn't know
Then
that.
you could start calling yourself that. Yeah. And so a lot of the
Huh.
teachers are, older white men.
Oh my God, that
And so
makes so much
I
sense
was,
now. Makes
listening
so
to
much
that,
sense.
being taught in a lecture of how, anyone can, the lecture I was listening to was sort of the theme was anyone can be a medium today. And it used to be that another medium that was, teaching, a teaching medium would have to tell you were a medium, and then you could call yourself that. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, what if they don't like you for so many reasons I could think of? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there's so much
Or
power
what
in
if
their hands.
you're outspoken, or what
Mm,
if you don't, do things the way that they like, or what if they feel
right.
threatened? And so there's so many things to that. But so I do think it's really valuable to subscribe to certain, even religious practices if you're really getting some rich benefit out of it. But like you've got to be in alignment with that, you know?
Oh, I love that. Okay, let's see. Let's see what my card shall be. I'm using the Morgan Greer. Have you seen the Morgan Greer deck?
Ooh, I think so.
It's
I'll
so
I'll see it when you hold it up. I'll
exactly.
know.
I was using Rider Waite for a long time, and then it kind of felt like a tricycle, where it's just like it's like almost a little. I mean, this is just as obvious, but like at least it's like it's a much brighter in color,
Oh, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
I love Pamela Coleman Smith. Like, there's no, I mean, the way that she was able to, I haven't seen it yet, but at the Whitney, she's her tarot cards are on display,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and somebody I know went to see them who does like she can do I guess block printing or like silk screening or whatever it is that you kind of however you make these cards back then. She can do it, and she was like, so impressive that she was able to get like a totally solid color. Like when we see like the
Yeah.
blue sky, it really it looks just like that. Like it is
Yeah.
that solid. I mean, that's pretty impressive for like mass producing, it wasn't,
It is.
was it block printing? It was block printing still then. It was in the history of tarot. I know it's been so long since I went down that road, but I think it was block printing. Okay, because it was the 1900s. Block printing came out in like the 18. Yeah. All right. So interesting. King of Pentacles.
Ooh.
I will never shy away from this card. I absolutely need this card in my life, but it is a person.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a person or personality. But for me, for everybody, if we're talking about the audience, this is gaining more control over not just your finances, because Pentacles is all about finances, but it's more so about your core, right? Because Pentacles can also be about spirituality and how you kind of handle yourself, your values, which are similar to the Hierophant, right? And this is
Yeah.
about being a successful manager of your life and of the responsibilities that you have. And I think a lot of us, the way I look at the court cards are a maturity process. And so a lot of us are moving from a page to a king. And especially, I use reversals, but if I see a reversed, it's like there's an immature quality here in this area of maturity. And so when this comes up, it's sort of like, really take a look at what you want and what it takes to get there and all of the things
Yeah.
that you want. Just don't worry just about, because I think a lot of people in this community, especially with like the law of attraction and things like that, we think
Yeah.
we're long-sighted. We think that we can see big visions, but really a lot of times we just have, this one thing we want and this other thing we want and then this other thing we want. And we don't really know how to manage all of it. We don't really know how to continuously create it. So I think that this card is just sort of saying, take a look at your whole life. Ask yourself how you can manage the whole thing and still feel in alignment with your own needs and your own wants and your own time, right? Because it's also about time. Like Pentacles is the earth and everything takes time. So it's,
Absolutely.
yeah, letting yourself grow at your own pace, letting yourself grow into that maturity, into that place of, I can now not only see the things I want, but I can provide for everything. I can, and it doesn't have to just be money. Let's say I want a whole garden. Like we've talked about this before, like a whole garden. Okay, so what's the space we're gonna need? What's the how long is the hose? Are we in LA and they have like well, not right now, but like, are we in the desert and they're gonna have like a shutdown of water? Like it's really giving yourself the time to build out what it is that you want rather than just kind of pointing to things. Now, Pinterest can definitely help. Vision boards can definitely help. But sometimes that's more of like a wand energy of like the future.
Yeah.
And this is like, you're actually doing it right now. So every single step you take is going to be important. Every single solitary one. So if you're on a step that's really annoying, tedious, you don't want to be there, you don't want to do it, it's going to set that foundation for whatever it is that you're building overall. And if you miss that step, it's going to be so much more fragile than you want it to be. And the King of Pentacles is not a fragile personality. It's a personality that can hold everything that it asked for. So if you want a house, what do you need to do besides, say, just visualize it or pray for it? What are the steps that you need to take? Because if you want that house, maybe there's all these other things that you want that would lead up to that. Like, do you want a promotion? If you want a promotion to get that house, what is it that, you'd have to learn in order to get that promotion? And if you got that promotion, would it lead to even more successful endeavors that would get you like the house that you want? Like, there's all sorts of things that you might be missing because it is all very hard, but it's all so important.
Mm. Beautiful. I love it.
Yes. Oh my God. So that is our interview. I am so thankful that you could come on. I'm so thankful I met you in general because you're.
Oh, thank you. Me too. I'm so glad our
Yes.
paths crossed.
I know. I have had that mentor before. That's why I guess skeptical is the wrong word. It's more just like we're so sensitive to energy. Like you said, like we can all see each other. And it's not that, every psychic has to be this perfect angelic sort of presence, but you do need to feel safe, and you do need to feel like, if you do make a mistake, or if you are scared that the person isn't gonna, make you feel even more insecure or more, blocked, right? Like I had one. I went very open. I was like, okay, I'm going to just try this. I'm going to let this person talk to me. I'm going to, and this person did give me some very good advice, but I was scared to talk to dead people. Like that's what I wanted to start doing, and I could do it, but I just didn't know how I was doing it. Like I didn't know how I accessed it. And instead of like slowly getting to know me, it was, and maybe because she picked up on my ego energy, or maybe my ascendant, my, Leo energy. But it was like, okay, I have a bunch of dead people around me, read them right now. And I was like, but my question is, I don't even know. Like, I'm so nervous. I'm so scared. I don't know what I'm tapping into. I don't know how, I don't want to feel like I am nuts if I can't do that right now. And it really did like make me kind of bury it again. It's like every time I kind of come up, it gets buried, come up and gets buried. So you're such an essential person, that you're opposite the guru, like, whoever comes to me is right for me. But you also have such a humble perspective on everything. It's like, I do know what I know, but I also know that you have infinite intelligence, and whatever you're saying absolutely has to factor in. So I was very happy you said yes, because I want to present my audience with people like you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I feel like, for people that are sensitive and have shut down intuition, things like that in the past, finding the right environment where you do feel safe, where you feel supported, is really helpful in opening it back up again. Like what you just said is, we do, for me, I need to feel comfortable, safe. I would even say I need to feel loved.
That is, oh my God.
For me to open up
so
and really, really open up and unfolding, your intuition, unfolding your psychic sense, unfolding your mediumship is a vulnerable process. And I think, why can't we feel loved when we're doing it?
Oh my God. That's actually exactly what I would say, is that I just felt like a loved person in the room, or I felt like, I grew up dismissed. I grew up, you perform or you get dismissed. And so to be scared was also to, kind of get picked on or just ignored. And so I remember when I was sitting with you, and it's like, that immature part of yourself where you're so insecure, you're so uncomfortable. I felt like a little girl. And it's like, you never once commented on it. You never once, made me feel like, okay, well, come back to me when you're feeling more comfortable. It's just like, this is just where I am. Like, I don't know how how to operate when I'm so directly looking at it. It feels like I'm looking into the sun right now. Like
Oh.
I need to like put freaking sunglasses on. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like
Yeah, but I feel like that's someone who's like sitting across from me feeling that vulnerability. Like I think that's so brave and courageous to like, I think that's a gift that somebody would come to us with that vulnerability.
yeah.
So
And they
for
all do
anyone
it.
that's doing readings
Yeah.
or teaching, anyone that's doing readings or teaching, if someone is coming to you, like there's a vulnerability in that. And I think that's, a huge gift to us that needs to be respected.
Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl. And
Oh, you're
yes,
welcome.
I have
Thank you.
linked for everybody Cheryl's book. I have the Fountain Tarot linked. I have all sorts of things you can find, and you absolutely can go see her website as well. And you have a new newsletter out, right? I think I read that you were really enjoying.
Yes, I do. Yes, I'm writing on Substack and I am really enjoying it. My newsletter is called The Electric Curtain, and I'm just sharing like a ton about, you can subscribe for free. You can find it through my profile on Instagram or on my website. And I just pour like a lot of my heart into it because I want to start writing more and I want to start sharing with people. And it's all kind of based on this theory of like magical sharing morphic resonance. Like the more that we share magic, like the more we'll experience it. And so, yeah, that's something that I'm just doing, to connect with people. So yeah, find me there. And there's lots of stories about spirituality and sometimes tarot spreads and things like that.
Thank you very much for joining us. And if you'd like to sign up to my Substack, you will receive a newsletter every Sunday called This Week in the Sky. And that's where we go over what is coming up in astrology in the week ahead. So I will let you all know what retrogrades are coming up, when transits are happening, when new moons, full moons, eclipses, all sorts of things. So that's where I discuss that. And I also offer a little tarot reading every week. So if you like that kind of thing, feel free to sign up to my Substack, and you can find that in the description box below. Thank you again, and I will be seeing you soon. Take care.